16 high school baseball teams in playoff action this week, trying to keep their season alive. Coming up, we'll show you who got bounced, who advanced, and the local players who stood out this weekend. And a tidal wave of Bama players making history in this year's NFL Draft. We've got a full rundown of the Dogs, Tigers, and Tide players taken during the draft in Dallas. The last call starts right now. Welcome back to The Last Call. I'm your host, Justin Holbrook. Graduation is almost here for high school kids, and playoffs give seniors a chance to make a last few memories. That's right, Jim Mora, we're talking playoffs. Everything from tennis to soccer and, of course, baseball. It's all on The Last Call. Let's start with baseball. 16 local teams from Alabama and Georgia took the field with one goal, winning a state title. We had to wait an extra day as rain washed out all the games on Thursday, leaving more than 30 games on Friday and 2 Game 3s yesterday. If you missed any of it, don't worry, we know how to run it back. Let's start with the Auburn Tigers, the #1 team in Class 7A. First round hosting McGill-Tulane in Game 3. After splitting games on Friday, we picked this one up in the 5th inning. Auburn up 5-2. Teddy Benda on the mound gets a strikeout here. Almost pitched a complete game. Then Auburn's Griffin Speaks at the plate in the 5th inning. It's a pop-up. Looks like it's going to be caught, but the left fielder can't get to it. A runner scores, and it's ruled an RBI single. So now runners on the corners, and Tanner Jones is going to try to steal second. The throw sails into the outfield. Speaks scores, and then Jones is going to do the same, but not gracefully. Lands on his face, gets a face full of dirt, gets a good laugh out of it, and so did the Tigers. They win this one 10-5.
It's a great feeling to know that I can come back into this sport, and even through tough times and tough injuries, that I can come back and do what I was doing my freshman year. So it was just a great day all around.
He moved from Florida 2 years ago and didn't know he's so here, and he's just a great kid. And so I mean, I'm so proud for Teddy because he's just a baseball player. I felt a little at ease for a change today because the last few days those games are so nerve-wracking and every pitch is so important. It was just good to score some runs and have some offense.
Let's go to the other Game 3, Northside hosting Spalding. The team split on Friday, and now Will Graydon was going to get a strikeout here in the 1st inning. The Patriots held the Jaguars to 2 runs in Game 1, but gave up 8 runs in Game 2, hoping for a better result. 2nd inning, game tied at 0 and a runner on 3rd. Wesley Hancock gets the strikeout, but it's off the catcher's glove, and the Patriots are on the board first, 1-0. But Spalding answers. A runner on 2nd, and the shortstop, Ryan Smith, hits it right back up the middle, and Chase Bradley comes in to score to even this thing up, and Hancock would go on to add 2 more runs. Spalding would win this game 3-1, and the season is over for Northside. All right, it was a tall task for Opelika and Texas A&M commit Jackson Reynolds, facing last year's state champ Helena. A good pitcher on the other side for Helena too. Richard Fitz, who's committed to Auburn, gets a strikeout here, working on a scoreless game in the 5th. Then Reynolds with a strikeout of his own, still 1-0 Helena. And then we have a batter, Landon Green, hits it right back up the middle. Jared Bartlett makes a great stop but can't control it. Another run comes in to score. Defending state champs take Game 1 4-0, and Opelika falls 1-0 in Game 2 to end their season. Russell County Warriors ranked #1 in 6A at the end of the season, hosting Saraland at Tony Erasmus Field. Bottom of the 3rd, it's 1-0 Warriors, and it's a 2 RBI double from Hunter Donaldson. That would put the Warriors up 3-0, and the game would take a huge change. Saraland would score 6 runs straight to take a big lead, and it would start right here. Jaden Tillman puts down the suicide squeeze. The lead is down to 3-1, and like I said, they came back 6-3. Same inning, Hunter Millam gets a strikeout to get out of the inning. Saraland would somehow find a way to blow the game. Russell County comes all the way back with a walk-off home run from Hunter Donaldson to win 7-6 and won Game 2 to advance to the quarterfinals. In Class 5A, Harris County hosting Ware County in the 1st inning. Ryan Osteen drives one into left field, and that brings Brandon Willigby home to score. The Tigers are up 1-0. 2nd inning, Cole Stanford slaps one to the middle. It gets through. That brings in Peyton McElmore, 2-0 Tigers. They blew the game wide open later that inning. Ross McKibben smashes it over the wall in left field. Harris County wins Game 1 10-1 and also won Game 2 to advance. All right, back in Columbus, Randy Jordan Field. They were hosting Perry in Class 4A. No score until the bottom of the 5th inning. Jonathan Brand gets a hold of this one, and it's gone. Over the state championship reminders in the left field wall. Blue Devils go up 1-0, and that was all Trent Grantham would need. Listen to this stat. A complete game shutout gets the Panthers looking, and he'll get them looking again. And then the next batter, he's going to get him swinging. He had 12 strikeouts. Columbus wins game 1, 1-0, and win game 2 to also advance. Brookstone was hosting Mount Vernon in the first round on Friday. Jack Little on the hill for the Cougars. Little strikes out the side in the first inning. Looking good so far. Bottom of the first, bases loaded. Richard Hill gets it down. Scores one for a fielder's choice. Scores another, and the Cougars are up 2-0. Ben Blair whips run to left center for Mount Vernon. It's an RBI double. 2-0 now. The Cougars still have the lead though. Then Banks Macy comes through for Brookstone in the third. RBI single puts them up 3-1, and that would be the final score. Littles gets the strikeout for a 3-hit complete game win, and they would advance too. Calvary Christian hosting Community Christian in the GICAA playoffs. Knights won game 1 8-0. Game 2 first inning, Jack Dyer drives one into right field. That brings in Mick Morgan. Knights out in front. They check out the double steal, works to perfection. Camden Chereau with some heads-up base running. Calvary wins big, 14-1. They're moving on. And finally, wrapping up all of the action, Glenwood got a bye in the first week, taking on Morgan Academy at home. Pitching the dirt, runner advances to third. Gators have a chance to get on the board first in the first. A ground out, though, would end the inning. Pitching was the story of both Game 1 and Game 2. Andrew Tillery gets a man swinging for the Gators. Glenwood would win this one 2-1, and they would also win the next game 2-1 to advance. Man, that was a lot of baseball. Congrats to all teams who advanced. All right, from the rich tradition of booing Roger Goodell to the most quarterbacks taken in the top 10, this year's NFL draft did not disappoint. It also marked a dream come true for many players from Georgia, Auburn, and especially Alabama.
With the 8th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Roquan Smith, linebacker, Georgia.
Roquan Smith was the first SEC player taken, but he definitely wasn't the last. In the first round, 3 Georgia Bulldogs were taken, including Sony Michel and Isaiah Wynn, who both went to the Patriots.
When I landed this morning, I was just, smiles, just the biggest smile on my face, just to know that, I'm coming to a great place.
We started off together. I knew him since high school, rooming with them at a rivals camp. So just to get here and open this new chapter, I mean, it's unbelievable.
But once again, the Dogs were beaten out by Alabama. 4 Crimson Tide players were taken in the first round, including Calvin Ridley to the Falcons and former Auburn High star Rashawn Evans to the Tennessee Titans.
When I got the call, it was a Tennessee area code, and I was kind of shocked because they had traded up, so I really thought it was going to pick another guy or another position. So, when they made the call, man, I was like, man, this is crazy. It's crazy.
Just 3 picks into the second round and 4 picks after Sony Michel came his teammate Nick Chubb, who was taken by the Browns. The running back action kept going with Auburn Tiger Kerryon Johnson going 43rd overall to the Lions. Carlton Davis and Braden Smith from Auburn were also taken in the second round. After that, 1 more Tiger and 1 more Bulldog were taken, but a tidal wave of Bama players went in the last 4 rounds. In total, 12 Crimson Tide players were drafted, the most by one school in SEC history, and tied for the second most in the last 30 years.
I think it's the guys that have the maturity to be responsible for their own self-determination. They can make the kind of choices and decisions on their own without structure, without somebody else making them do those things that are going to help them sort of reach their full potential and continue to grow and develop. And I think that's a real key for any player.
Other notable players taken include Eufaula star Saron Neal, who went to the Buffalo Bills in round 5. 1 round later, former Central Red Devil Christian Campbell was snagged by the Cardinals, who also signed Harris County grad A.J. Howard as an undrafted free agent. This guy was not drafted, but he's hoping to be someday. Kobe Hudson, only a sophomore at Troup County High School, committed to the Auburn Tigers on Friday. Already a 4-star recruit, he chose the Tigers over Alabama, Georgia, and Florida State. Hudson is ranked as the number 11 wide receiver in the 2020 class and the 6th best player in the state of Georgia. Rain cleared out on Thursday, so all clear for girls playoff soccer. Northside hosting Perry from about 25 yards out. Marissa Taggin buries it in the right corner. Northside up 1-0, and they would win 3-0. Same night and same stadium, Columbus taking on Howard. Faith Nodler with a great ball to Vanessa Avels, and she buries it with the left foot one-timer. Then Caroline Sperlin, a beautiful ball played into the box, and it's Nodler there to put it away. Columbus wins easily 6-0. Also that day, the Brookstone Lady Cougars going up against Savannah Christian. Field a little sloppy from the rain, but that didn't stop the Cougars. A great pass up to Katie Rice. She finishes it near side, falling down. Cougars go up 5-2 with just over a minute left until half. Then another one here from minute 55. It's non-chic. Looks like the goalie has it, but can't keep control. 6th goal of the game, and Brookstone goes on to win 6-4. And rounding out the action, we had Spalding against Columbus boys on Friday night. It's Julia Miranda. That free kick is going to miss. Spalding would win this one 3-2. Games we could not get to, but we need to mention the boys at Shaw, Brookstone, and Pacelli all won, and so did the Spencer girls. If it happened, we had it covered, and that includes tennis. Brookstone Lady Cougars at home against Mount Pyron. Maria Eckstein charges in, playing it close to the net and drops it in. Then Sammy Rice with a strong return puts this one out of reach. Over to doubles. First set, Lily Patton and Lily Nord, a.k.a. Lily Squared. They take the first set 6-0. The other double featuring Mary Stewart Mullins and Anya Palumis. Great back and forth, and the Lady Cougars take the point and the set. Brookstone would win all 5, advancing to the Elite 8. And in Augusta, Georgia, the Northside tennis team taking on their games on the road. The Lady Patriots win 3-2 over Richmond Academy. They're heading to the Elite 8. The boys also getting the win 4-1, the final. 11 o'clock Wednesday morning, Columbus boys tennis team were trying to advance to the Elite 8. Blue Devils were taking on Burke County at home. And like round 1, they made quick work of it. Columbus took 3 out of 5 to advance. And the Columbus girls team did just as well, taking on Druid Hills. Mary Weston Corville had a nice return. And then off the serve, Olivia Phillips places it perfectly down the line. Too hard to get back across. And Kelsey Human volleys and smashes it back. They finished off the set 6-0, and they would also advance to the Elite 8. Coming up on the last call, the highly anticipated debut of rookie Ronald Acuna Jr. did not disappoint. He did much more than just hit his first career home run. More on that in a bit. Plus, no goals for Atlanta United in the first half yesterday, but 4 goals from 2 players in less than 30 minutes is something you just have to see.
First time against Homer Bailey. Swing and a high fly ball belted. First home run for Acuna as a tape measure shot in Cincinnati. Wow.
He had to do it against my Reds. We all wanted to know if Ronald Acuna Jr. would live up to the hype of being the best prospect in all of baseball, and man, did he ever deliver. The Braves' other rookie sensation was, well, sensational too. Ozzie Albies had 3 home runs this week, including a first pitch at bat today against the Mets. Johan Camargo added a 3-run shot, and the Braves win 10-1 today to take the series over the Phillies. Aroydis Vizcaino, came in last night and struck out the side in the 9th to preserve the 4-1 win. And let's go back to the phenom from Venezuela. A bloop double to give Atlanta the lead over Cincinnati and the eventual win on Thursday. Here he is after that home run.
Bueno, primeramente que nada, de verdad le doy muchísimas gracias a Dios y de verdad el trabajo y la constancia es el...
To be honest, I'm grateful and I just want to thank God. Honestly, the hard work and the consistency, you know, that they're finally paying off and we're seeing the results that we're seeing today. It was such a unique moment. I'm so grateful for that, and I mean, it's something incredible and it was an unforgettable moment, and I'm just so glad and excited and thankful, and I'm just enjoying playing, having this opportunity to play with my brother and this Ozzie, who I feel is like my brother. So I'm just very grateful, and it's special and it's incredible.
Coming up for the Braves, 3 away games against the Mets and then a home series with the Giants. How about some soccer? Atlanta United hosting Montreal Impact. United have 5 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss heading into the game. Penalty kick in the 69th minute. It's Miguel Almiron ties it up at 1-1. 8 minutes later, Kevin Kratz on the free kick just outside the box, and it's beautiful top shelf. Atlanta United on top. Almiron on the attack gets a lucky bounce and makes them pay. That's his 2nd goal of the game. Kratz would add another one too, and United win 4-1. Just 3 years ago, Atlanta Hawks coach Mike Budenholzer was named Coach of the Year. Now, he's no longer coaching the team. This week, he and the Hawks agreed to part ways with 2 years and more than $14 million still left on his contract. I'll take that if he won't. The Hawks gave Budenholzer permission to speak with the Suns and the Knicks for their coaching openings last week. Atlanta has 3 first-round picks in the June draft and the number 33 overall pick early on in the second round. We're still serving on the last call. SEC softball has 1 week left in the regular season. We're going to recap the week that was for both softball and baseball in the biggest series so far this year for the Auburn Tigers taking on number 1 Florida. It's coming up. SEC baseball number 22 Auburn taking on the top team in the country in Florida. Series was tied at 1 apiece. The Tigers were up 3-0 early on, but Florida would go on to dominate. They won 12-3. In softball, the Auburn Tigers, their last SEC series, and they got swept by Texas A&M. It was not close. They only scored 2 runs the entire series, giving up 7 today against the Aggies. Go over to Georgia baseball, excuse me. The Bulldogs are the 20th ranked team in the country. They took a series from Tennessee, and the softball team remains unbeaten in the SEC in terms of winning series. They had a big win today against Alabama.
At home to clinch the series against Alabama as they continue their journey to
Welcome back to Picks of the Week, and for the first time in history, all of us are here together, and we decided to all wear pullovers, apparently.
It only took us 10 weeks.
Yeah, we made it. All right, so this week we're going to do an MLB pick, a Kentucky Derby pick, and then obviously a personal pick. So, Connor, you're in last, so go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to go against the Braves this week. I'm going to go to the Mets sweep the Braves in New York.
Okay, Jack, go ahead. You're second to last.
I'm tied for second, hey, but I'm not necessarily, that's a good thing. I'm going with the LA Angels to beat the Baltimore Orioles, give me a couple wins, catch me up.
All right, maybe.
Opposite of Mr. Hackling over there, I got the Braves winning 2 of 3 against the Mets. I don't think they're going to get the one against Syndergaard, but Ronald Acuna and Ozzie Albies, the hot start.
New era.
He's looking good. And I'm going to take the Astros over the Yankees. Tuesday is Dollar Dog Night with Nolan Ryan beef. So, got to take these two. Whatever's good. All right, so we don't know anything about horse racing, but we're going to pick a Kentucky Derby winner. So, Brendan, I'll let you go.
All right, we weren't allowed to pick the favorite, apparently, so I went with the aptly named Audible at 10-1.
I don't know anything about horse racing, and this was all Connor's idea. I'm taking Good Magic because it sounds good.
Yeah, I can't believe he didn't take my horse. My boy Jack at 20-1.
Your boy Jack? Oh, there's a horse.
Oh, there's a boy named my boy Jack. Okay.
Everybody's a comic.
So I'm going to take Justify.
Oh, you're going to take the favorite?
I'm going to take the favorite. I'm going to take the favorite.
I thought we weren't allowed to do that.
Nobody else wanted to.
Okay.
All right. So, personal pick, Jack, go ahead.
Taking my Nashville Predators, second round of Stanley Cup playoffs in Winnipeg against the former Atlanta Thrashers. I don't call them the Winnipeg Jacks. I will take the Predators to win at least 1 game next week. They got 2 of the 3 in Winnipeg.
And maybe disappoint you again.
Yes.
Probably.
Brendan.
You know I'm going soccer. Champions League, Tuesday, May 1st. Real Madrid at home. Going to close it out against Bayern Munich and advance to the final. Madrid's up 2-1 right now, aggregate.
Well, you know, I'm going NASCAR. I'm going up to Dover. Clint Boyer has quietly had a pretty solid year. He's got a win, 6 top 10s. I'm going to go Clint Boyer to win at Dover.
Just not giving up on the NASCAR.
This is not pending.
Always good for you.
Pending what we don't know about Talladega.
And we take this early, so I'm going to take the Cavs over the Raptors. Neither team has advanced yet, but Cleveland.
We the North.
Why not LeBron? Why not?
No,
all right.
Oh, man.
We're all here. That's it. Picks of the week. We'll see how we did.
It's about time.
That was great.
Coming up, the Russell County baseball team is our athletes of the week. We're going to showcase them after this.
Well, county baseball, as they call it, is back. Russell County High head baseball coach Tony Rasmus and the Warrior baseball program have been in a rebuilding mode the last few years, but appear to be well on their way to regaining their state championship form. That was evident in the Warriors' first round 1-0 and 4-1 playoff victory over Daphne. This team is on a mission.
Our big mindset is to dominate. We go out there, you know, do all the little things right and come together and try to get a win at the end of the game.
Defense has been real solid behind us, and hope they keep it up for Friday.
But just hitting the ball and doing little things, playing well defense, solid defense, and I think we'll be all right.
Now, this team has had some timely hitting, but pitching may be its strength. In fact, Coach Rasmus says this may be the best pitching unit he's ever had.
We got a senior, Hunter Milam, and sophomore Logan Austin. Those two guys have just really been spectacular. As a matter of fact, they're on pace to break the record for the most strikeouts for any pitching staff that I've ever had here.
Meanwhile, this young group of mostly sophomores will have to pull together for second-round action as they get set to play host to Saraland High School this Friday.
I think they're ranked number 2 in the state. A lot of seniors on the team. We're going to have to really play error-free baseball, throw a lot of strikes, no walks, get a few clutch hits.
And so as the Warriors get set to go for win number 37, we say good luck and congratulations to the Russell County High School Warriors baseball team, this week's Cody Road Trophies and Jewelers Athletes of the Week. From down in Seal, Alabama, I'm Carlos Williams for News 3 Sports, on your side.
That's our show. Thanks so much for watching. Same time next week. I'm your host, Justin Holbrook. Take it easy.